Hello and welcome back, everybody. We have some transactions to track, and we have to look for another position to get into, so let's get right to it. So here we are on Schwab's Thinkorswim application. We're logged into our paper trading account, and as you can see, last Sunday we had placed an order on BBWI, Bath and Body Works, for the strike price of $43, and we had put the order in for a 65-cent limit on the contract. Well, the next morning at 8:31 a.m. it was filled, and as you can see, it was filled for 80 cents. So we actually got $80 for it instead of $65. So that's pretty good. So anyway, here's the transaction in the cash account that you can see, the statement account. So let's go ahead and go over to the web application so we can track this transaction. Here we are logged into the web application, myatmm.com. And what we need to do is we need to go over to the cost basis page, and then we need to find BBWI in the drop down, select it, and there's no positions entered, so we want to go ahead and create a new position. And this was actually backdated to February 5th is when it executed. So let's put February 5th. We'll do a sell to open. It was a put. It was one contract. And the expiration date was this past Friday, which February 9th. The strike price was $43, and the executed order that we received was at 80 cents instead of 65 cents. So we got $80 for that. So we're going to click save there, and then it puts it into this puts here. It gives us a proposed record down here, and here is where we can enter the commission and fees. The commission rather, where the commission was 65 cents. The fees was 2 cents, and then if you press the little hand, it will pre-calculate all that for you to give you the transaction to enter into our transaction history. We click save, that adds it down here, and then you can see the total premium that we've collected so far is $143.66. All right, so now this expired worthless because this past Friday it was above the $43 strike price, so we can actually remove it again from this. And in real time, you would do this the next day, this past Monday when it did, but we're only doing this every Sunday. Or you could do like I'm doing, just catalog it and track it every Sunday. That's the beauty of this. You don't have to be involved in it every single day. You can be involved with it just once a week like I'm doing if you want. All right. So where are we at? We've already done that. We've collected our premium, and now we are setting back at 0. So we need to look for another position to get into. So let's go and do that. All right, so back on the Thinkorswim application, we need to come over to Analyze, and we already have BBWI selected for us, so that's good. And so the next coming Friday, the next coming expiration is 5 days away on February 16th, and it has a strike price of 50 cents. And as usual, I like to make sure it's at least 1%. So 50 cents times 100 shares, per contract, that would be $50. And $50 is more than the current stock trading price. So that's more than 1% of the trading price. So let's see here. And next week, it's at 85 cents. That's only 35 cents more. And then you can see that earnings jump. Remember the earnings jump? It jumps up a dollar. So that's pretty nice. I'm just doing some rough math here in my head. I'm going to continue to do this weekly, and then we'll just trade this when it comes and collect the premium at that time. But generally, if I can collect, so see 50 cents, so if this was $1, that would be the same rate I'm collecting for the first week. For the second week, I'd be collecting that same rate. So if this was $1.50, then I would be collecting 50 cents for 3 weeks in a row. It's more like a guaranteed thing. I would definitely get 50 cents for 3 weeks out. So that's nice to know. So generally, if I can still get that much out, I would probably go ahead and do this one, because here's my thought process. So I'm getting 50 cents for this first 5 days. Well, if I go out another week, which is another 7 days, at that same rate, I should be able to collect $1, but I can only collect 85 cents. So it made more sense to do just 1 week, because I'm getting more money per week at this expiration of February 16th. But if you go out a third week, So 50 cents, 50 cents up to $1, this should be $1.50. If I can collect more than $1.50, then I'm actually getting, at that rate, what, 60 cents per week, or 61, 62 cents per week. So again, this actually makes more sense, because then if you go out a fourth week, it's only $2. So that's right dead on. So 50 cents per week would be $2. So anyway, just some things to think about in your thought process. For these videos, I'm going to go ahead and stick to the weeklies. But in some scenarios, I might actually trade this one instead, because I'm getting more than 50 cents per week locked in at this strike price. So that's the other benefit of doing that, is because we don't know if the stock's going to go up or down, because it could start dropping prices here, and then we might get stuck into this position where we got to roll it or just purchase the 100 shares. So anyway, it gets confusing. Our price sounds confusing. Hopefully I didn't make that too confusing. All right, so we're going to stick with this one. So the spread is 50 to 65 cents. We're going to left click here to put it down here. So 50 to 65. Let's see, that's a 15-cent spread. That's a pretty big spread. Half of that would be 7 cents. So we're going to go up to 57 cents. We'll right click, confirm and send. We should collect a premium of $56.35. And I will notice that that is less than we have been collecting previous. And actually, I know the reason why. The reason why is because it's $44.72. So coming down 70 cents is quite a bit. The earlier ones were probably had a smaller spread when we actually executed them. All right, but we're going to go and stick to this for simplicity's sake. And I will make mention of this. These numbers are pretty relatively small. You can always scale this. If one contract is not enough for, to make you excited, just bump it up to 10 contracts, and then instead of $56 collected, we would have collected $560. And just you can scale that as you wish. If you did 100 contracts, that would be $5,600 you'd be collecting right now. Of course, you have to lay out more collateral, of course, but anyways, we're sticking to this just for example and the paper trading account. So we'll click on send. So that order has been sent and it's queued, and it will execute tomorrow morning. We will make sure that it does execute and adjust it as needed if it doesn't fire off. And we'll explain what we did next week when the time comes. I want to thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and go out today to myatmm.com and get your free account so you can start tracking your own transactions. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.